Meanwhile, the police in France have clashed with protesters over the death of a 24-year-old concert-goer in what has been described as a case triggered by police brutality. The 24-year-old Steve Canico had disappeared on the 21st of June after the police dispersed partygoers at a late-night open-air retro concert. The Canico's body was found 38 days later in the River Loire. And this had triggered mass protests against the police, with many human rights groups also accusing the French police of high-handedness. The hundreds of people attended a tribute ceremony being held for Canico, which also coincided with calls for an end to police brutality. The protesters, wearing bandanas and face masks, erected barricades out of chairs as they clashed with the police. The police responded by firing tear gas at the demonstrators, and the French Prime Minister, Edouard Philippe, has ruled out any relationship between the police intervention and the concerts and Canico's death. Now remember, these accusations come at a time when the French police are already facing allegations of brutality against the Yellow Vest protesters. All right, there's some good news that's in fact come in from Syria this week. A ceasefire has been declared in the northwest province of Idlib, which is one of the last rebel-held bastions. Now, the Syrian government has agreed to a truce with the Turkish and the Russian officials on a buffer zone, while the peace talks in Kazakhstan continue. The move has, of course, been welcomed by the U.S. State Department. Washington has said that there can be no military solution to the Syrian conflict, and only a political solution can ensure a stable and a secure future for all Syrians. The United States has also reiterated its stance that the only viable path to political solutions is the UN-led political process in Geneva. And this ceasefire comes after continuous pounding of strikes by Bashar al-Assad's regime in order to regain the area. Now, the 3-month-long army offensive did more harm than gain, much like the 8-year-old Syrian civil war. The more than 400 civilians have been killed in the span of 5 months, and millions were forced to flee from their homes. And this decision of ceasefire has brought some sense of normality in the lives of the people. The displaced families have also started to return to their homes just before the festival of Eid.
القصف كان يعني الوضع بإدلب مأساوي جدا عندنا بإدلب وريف إدلب يعني كانت العالم تخاف. أول شيء ما قصف على الأسواق، أكثر شيء قصف على الأسواق بيجي على المجازر، وثاني شيء العالم كانت تخاف. يعني بعد هاليومين صار في أمان، يعني ما إنه أمان يعني أمان 1%. صارت العالم تطلع وصارت العالم تشوف حالها بمناسبة العيد هلا عيد الأضحى.
هدني لا شايفة أحسن للناس كلها كمدنيين تمام، بس ما بنعرف إيش اللي مخبانا. تعرف أنت السياسي تمام، بس بالنهاية نحن بنقول إنه إن شاء الله منيح خلي الناس ترجع لبيوتها. أنت شفت اليوم الصور الناس كيف عم ترجع لبيوتها، هي أكبر فرحة كانت لكل الناس.
Unfortunately, the joy was short-lived though. Former Al-Qaeda affiliate Hayat Tahir al-Sham has refused to withdraw from the proposed buffer zone. The chief of the jihadist group, Abu Muhammad al-Julani, has said, and I quote, "What the regime could not take militarily or by force, they'll definitely not get through peaceful means and politics. We will never withdraw from the buffer zone." Now, Idlib has seen no airstrikes since the call for the ceasefire, but the jihadist group's refusal to comply. It is still uncertain and hard to predict as to what the future for the local residents remains in Idlib.